Hi, this is question 2 from the Core 2 AQA January 2015 exam paper. For the first part of this video, I'd like you to just try the question yourself, so if you'd like to pause the video and try the question now. Okay, well done if you managed to have a go. For the next part of this video, I'm going to give you a hint as to how you can go about answering this question. The diagram shows the triangle ABC. The size of angle BAC is 72 degrees and the size of angle ABC is 48 degrees. We also know that the length of BC is 20 centimeters. For part A, we want to show that the length of AC is 15.6 centimeters. So we're trying to find this length here as 15.6 centimeters, correct to three significant figures. Now, because I know angle A and I know the side opposite angle A, and I also know angle B, and I should be able to I can use that information to work out what the angle opposite B is. So I think here we might need to use the sine rule. Okay, so that's my hint for part A. For part B, it says the midpoint of BC is M. So there's BC, and the midpoint we're going to label as M. So let's mark that in. That there is going to be, whoops. That there is going to be M. And we need to calculate the length of AM. So I need to drop a line here, and we're going to calculate the length of that line there. Okay, so we want to find the length AM. Right, so because we know that this is the midpoint, we should know what this length here is. We should also have worked out some information in part A that will help us. And we also need to know another angle, which may be this angle here, we can work out. Okay, so using this length here, and this angle, we should be able to work out the length AM. Okay, so those are my hints. If you'd now like to pause the video and see if you can finish off this question. Okay, so for the next part of this video, I'm going to go through the full solution to this question. We need to show that the length AC is 15.6 centimeters. So I knew this angle here is 72 degrees and the side opposite is 20 centimeters. And I'm trying to work out this length AC knowing the angle opposite it. So I'm going to use the sine rule. Okay, so for part A, I know that now my unknown here is my length, so that's going to be the numerator of my equation. So the length AC divided by sine 48 is going to be equal to the length 20 divided by sine 72. So that tells me that AC is going to be equal to 20 times sine 48 divided by sine 72. And that should work out to be 15.6 centimeters to three significant figures. So let's just check. And I've got 20 sine 48 divided by sine 72, and that does in fact give me 15.6 centimeters to three significant figures. So AC is equal to 15.6 centimeters. Okay, for part B, now this is where I've annotated the diagram. So we've dropped the line AM here. So that's the line that we're trying to find, AM. I need to know this angle here. Well, I can do that because these two angles sum to 120 degrees, 48 and 72. And because the angles sum to 180 degrees in a triangle, that there must be 60 degrees. Okay, so this angle here is 60 degrees. I also know that AC is 15.6 centimeters. Okay, now remember this has been rounded, so I am going to use the value that's in my calculator, that's stored in my calculator. I also note the length MC, which is going to be 10 centimeters because it's half of BC. That's a midpoint. So I know that's 10, that's 15.6, so I should be able to work out this length here. Yeah, so I'm looking at the triangle AMC. So because I've got an angle with two sides in between, I'm going to use my cosine rule. So I've got my length AM squared, and that's going to be equal to, so using the cosine rule, I've got this squared plus this squared, so 15.6 squared plus 10 squared, take away 2 times 15.6 times 10 times by the cosine of 60 degrees. Okay, so I'll just clarify, this comes from a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared, take away 2bc cos a. That's my cosine rule. Okay, so again, I can now use my calculator to work this out. So I'm going to use the 15.6 that's already stored into my calculator there. Okay, so I've got, and I'll just plug all of this in, I've got my answer, which is 15.6 squared plus 10 squared, take away 2 times 15.6 times, times my answer, which is 15.6 times 10 times the cosine of 60 degrees. Okay, so that tells me that AM squared is equal to this here. So if I square root that, and that tells me that AM is equal to 13.7 centimeters. Okay, 2 3 significant figures. There you go. I hope that was useful. Thanks very much for joining me. I'll see you next time.